So No Rest for the Wicked is out, and I'm loving this game. It's an ARPG with absolutely brutal Souls-like combat, and I'm not embellishing it. This game is difficult and not at all convenient. Here are the tips that I wish I knew before playing this game that could have saved me a lot of time and a lot of deaths. My name is Renu. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you want more No Rest for the Wicked content, and let me know any tips you have to share in the comments. Let's get started. So the first tip that I have to avoid as much backtracking as possible is to always chop down these trees and mine these nodes. Now, in No Rest for the Wicked, you will soon unlock a hub known as Sacrament. This is your home base, and it's home to all of the vendors that you need to upgrade. Unlike other games where buying things seem really underwhelming, in this game, because loot is random, upgrading your vendors allow them to offer you equipment so that you can force a certain playstyle. The equipment are common rarity and so have no bonuses, but don't worry, Eleanor can always enchant them and make them much more powerful. Here's how you can start farming pine wood and copper ore as fast as possible so that you can upgrade your vendors. So this is where you start off with a new file, and so what you have over here is you're going to travel up north to this great door, and this great door is going to have a copper woodcutter's axe in front of it. And from there, we're going to make a beeline to a location that's guaranteed to also have the copper pickaxe. So it's across the bridge over here at Mariner's Keep. Up the stairs, you can go and past all the mobs if you wanted to, or you could fight them. And here, you can pick up the copper pickaxe. Then make your daring escape. Nice. Oh! So once you go ahead and get these things, go ahead and equip them, and once you do, you'll be able to farm for pinewood and copper ore. You need 10 pinewood and 5 copper ore per facility. This is Danos. He's a builder. He builds improvements for your base facilities. Now, a really cool tip is that you can contribute to any of Danos' building projects without all the supplies and come back when you have the rest in order to save inventory and storage space. So you can see over here, I already have 3 pine wood and 2 copper ores contributed. I can go ahead and contribute 1 more, confirm the contribution, and now that pine wood is out of my inventory space and it's being held by Danos until I bring him the rest of the stuff. So while we're talking about Danos, let me go ahead and suggest a few upgrades that you might want to get early. The very first one you want to get is the lodging staircase. Now, the reason why is because the rookery is home to your community chest or your big storage chest, and you cannot use materials from your storage when crafting things from the vendors. By unlocking the lodging staircase, you unlock easy access to the marketplace straight from the rookery, and that allows you a lot less travel time between your storage and going to the vendors. As for other projects, I would avoid the gallows scaffolding, at least for the first 5-10 hours of the game. Doesn't seem useful at all. As far as what else you should upgrade, I would definitely suggest upgrading Caroline's Inn. If you sleep in the beds of Caroline's Inn and log out for 4 hours, then you will come back with a rested experience bonus. The next upgrade you should get depends on the type of character you're playing. If you're playing a warrior archetype, I would upgrade Fillmore's Smithy, who offers both heavy equipment and melee weaponry. If you're playing an archer archetype, I would upgrade Whitaker since he sells bows, and Mira and Mara's tailor shop for leather armor. If you're playing a mage, then I would upgrade Eleanor's enchantment shop, who sells staves and rune spells, as well as the tailor for cloth armor. Dex melee builds should upgrade the smithy for daggers and tailor for leather armor, and faith builds should also upgrade the smithy for maces and hammers. Here's a nice combat tip for warriors. You can actually use block to cancel charging your attacks. This is useful especially when using greatswords with a large charge time because you cannot dodge while you're charging. Being able to cancel your charge allows you to prep a giant swing and bail out if you misjudge the timing. In order to do this, go ahead and hold X to start charging, and then press the block button to cancel the charge. One question I always see is whether or not to sell your Fallen Embers. Do not sell your Fallen Embers. They're actually used to gain entry to Karam's Crucible, a roguelike dungeon that is available at the endgame after completing the campaign. Of course, if you're tight on copper, go ahead and sell some, but it costs 1 ember per entry, and I figure you should know that before selling since the game doesn't bother to tell you. Instead of selling duplicate weapons, you can destroy them and extract their rune skill with Eleanor instead. Rune skills are abilities and spells that must be affixed to your weapons in order to be cast, and you can equip up to 4 of them on most equipment. These skills are usually unique to the weapons they come from, but by extracting the rune skills, you can slot them pretty freely, with the only restriction sometimes being whether they're one or two-handed. Check with Randolph for bounties and challenges. These are daily and weekly quests that can help you get money and equipment quickly. You can only have one daily and one weekly bounty at a time, but for challenges, you can have as many daily challenges and only one weekly challenge active. Be careful with abandoning or replacing any of these. You will lose them forever, and sometimes multiple at a time, and you can't get them back. No! Getting around the world of No Rest for the Wicked is a little tough. No! You can only fast travel to your last used whisper from Sacrament, and unlike most ARPGs, there are no town portals. But unlike Elden Ring or Dark Souls, the only penalty for dying is losing durability on your gear. So, if you want a quick trip back to base, unequip all your gear and die to warp back to your last used whisper. This will let you get back to Sacrament with absolutely no penalty. When you defeat certain bosses or elites from weekly bounties, they can drop Plague Ichor. Plague Ichor is used with the Watcher to unlock more slots. There are a lot of choices, but I would say the most important ones for combat situations are more ring slots so that you can equip more passives. That's all the tips I have for No Rest for the Wicked. Again, my name is Renu. Like and subscribe for more No Rest for the Wicked content, and let me know if you found any of this helpful in the comments below. See you all on the next one.